It's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and since I'm already doing a bunch of crazy shit, I figured I might do some more. So we made some graph tufts, and I did not do anything with those yet. But now we're going to get some little pieces of bush going. So to put my bush on bases instead of wasting bases, I'm just going to cut this base up here into some chunks. Throwing scissors, throwing hot glue, throwing it all. So I'm just going to snip these off into little irregular shapes that can sort of hold there we go. Something like that. Get a little dab of hot glue. Get that kind of jabbed around and mounted in there good so that it holds it. Let that cool. And then so you don't need to use foam. This is stuffing from a stuffed animal. So what I want to do with this is I'm going to get a new glue stick. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of get some of that there. I'm going to fold this in half carefully so I don't burn the SHI crap out of myself. Okay. And I'm just going to give it some substance with that. Okay. Oh, it's stuck to me. Of course it is. All right, we're going to let that cool. And as that cools, we'll pull loose stuff around and shove it to it. Try to get it into a usable shape. Okay. That didn't work at all like I planned. But that's okay. In my mind, it wasn't going to melt this fiber. But it did. That's okay. All right. And we're going to get that. And we're going to get some glue. And we're going to shove it down onto the stick. Cinch this off to it the best we can, twisting it in place so that it all kind of connects and is stuck. Okay, just like that. Now, the next part is pretty easy. Get any kind of flock that you have. This is just big sawdust pieces. And I'm going to make some strips on here. I'm going to sprinkle my sawdust on it. Just like that. Okay. And that should start adding some substance to it, making it a little sturdier here and there. Okay. Okay. Let's kind of shove it all in. Just a little bit like that. Okay. Twist it up, get it sturdy. Get any loose shit off it. Okay. Nice. Now, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get a shot glass. If I have a shot glass out, maybe I don't. Okay, here we go. Here's a shot glass. All right, I'm going to mount this to a thing so I can hold it easy while I'm working on it. Oh, that glue is still not cooled all the way. I'm going to stick that on there. All right. I get some clear glue. to get some green paint. And get some rubbing alcohol. And a little bit of Mod Podge. Always a little bit of Mod Podge. Okay. Do I have another small Mod Podge out? I only have a great big one. Alright, well that wasn't as much Mod Podge as I would like to have used. Okay. And let's get the tray we were using before for stuff. Okay. We'll just get this all saturated. And this will dry to be hard as a rock, in theory. And it'll have some cool different textures to look like leaves and foliage. You can make trees out of like everything, guys. I don't know if you saw my foam trees. I actually use those. I mean, they're not bad. They're decent looking trees. Okay. And then a little bit of spray paint later. That'll look amazing. That base might not be big enough. I don't know yet. We'll see. But this is a good looking bush. And once this is all dry, it'll look natural and good with a little bit of paint. So, that's one type of bush. Putting that in front of the fan. All right, let's do something else cool. All right, let's get a piece of this. And let's get some of this. Where's that piece I cut off? We'll use this here. Okay, and we'll get that good and spread around. And we'll get that up. And we'll do it at kind of an angle this way. And let it cool. Now this is Spanish moss from, I think, the Dollar Tree. And we're going to do something very similar. We're going to kind of get in here. Shoot some glue inside it. Shove this up in here like that. Then we're going to come around and we're going to bunch all this up. And we're going to leave it for a second. We're going to get a piece of wire. Where did I put my wire? Very loosely. Just twist this around to hold everything in place. And wrap it once. All right, just like that. Then let's get our goo. And where's that cup at? We're gonna get some more rubbing alcohol in there. Alright, that paint glob is gone. We get our rubbing alcohol poured in here. We're going to mix this around. Get it all colored. Okay. And then I'm going to set that over there in the water. We're going to get some Mod Podge. And a tiny bit of green paint. We're going to mix that up. The rubbing alcohol makes it dry fast, but it also can make certain things get clumpy like that. But we're not going to worry about that clumpy. See that clumpy? That's not going to hurt us, so we're just going to put that on there. We're going to stir that around into the mix, into the foliage. We're going to get that clumpy and rub it in. Okay. And leave that wire on there for now. And then when this dries and it's hard, we can undo the wire and snip off any parts we don't like. So that was another cheap and easy bush we can make there. Now some of you have seen the I can't do English right now. The styrofoam ones. Let me see if I have any foam. Alright, so this is just a piece of styrofoam, and I'm just going to move this stuff for a minute so I don't make a giant mess. I'm going to break this off. And then I'm going to do this, I'm just going to snap off all square spots. I'm going to do it over the garbage real quick. Okay. I'm going to get a stick to use as my piece. I'm going to shove that in where I kind of want it to go. Good. I'm just going to get a little bit of glue. Like that. I'm going to shove it, use the heat from that and shove it in. I'm going to hold that for a minute. Okay. Let's cut a little base for it. Let's get a cup. A little bit of green paint. A little bit of Mod Podge. Let's get a little glue. I need more, another stick. We'll let that cool in place. Okay. I'm just going to get a little dab here. just to make sure it's sturdy. I'm going to hold that open and blow it on it again. Okay. And I'm just going to get my gun and kind of pull that down and make it not so smooth and nice. You can add grass or whatever you want on there if you want to. You don't have to. All right, then I'm going to get a soft brush. I'm going to stir this up. It's not quite dark enough. Let's get a little black. Now it's probably too much. Okay, there we go. Let's paint this thing. And make sure we get it in all the little cracks and stuff. Here, let's make my life a little easier real quick. Up. Now, ideally, any kind of this style of one of these bushes that I'm doing, you wouldn't just make one. You know what I mean? You would make like a group of them at a time. So you wouldn't be just making a bunch of little tiny messes. And these are all going to have different dry times and different next steps, you know, obviously. I don't see any more white on that. Now that can go in front of the fan. And dry off. Alright, so we made a couple types of bushes. And in another video, which we're going to paint them all at the same time. But I made some tufts of grass. And basically, I'm just trying to show you that you don't need to be rich or have a bunch of fancy shit to do this stuff. Anybody can do this stuff. Look, where's my... These tufts of grass here, which aren't painted yet, all they are is I did it on a piece of metal. I just stuck a thing of glue down, shoved some stuffed animal fuzz into it, and then you just cut it off, rough it back up, put a little bit of Mod Podge or paint or whatever in there, something, you know, acrylic-y, and you can make yourself some nice shit, or stuff. Sorry, my French is really bad today. But you can really make decent stuff for almost nothing. And you can kind of reshape it and pluck it apart and do different stuff with it. No problem. Something like that. So, all right. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all the stuff that helps the channel grow. And check out the website and the Discord. There will be links in the description. There should be a discount code there too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.